Good morning, YouTubers. This is Scuba Chris. I would like to talk about this beautiful rod. It's called the Rockaway, made by Okuma. This is what started a fantastic craze. This is a light weight surf rod. This was developed first by Okuma for the Sea Perch anglers off the Oregon coast. They approached Okuma. They said, "Hey, can your company make us a very lightweight, responsive rod to target sea perch?" Because that's what a lot of the shoreline people in Oregon do. They target sea perch. So they made this beautiful rod that started a whole series of surf rods, all different applications. These rods are made from 24-ton carbon blanks, and that makes them very light, very responsive, and it's a very thin rod. Now, of course, it's not going to have this white tape on it when you buy it. It's all going to be black. And the reason why I have that I have this white tape on it is because it's a light reflective tape. So during the day, it's easy to spot and to differentiate your rod from somebody else's that's close by or with your group. And the main reason is at night, you shine your light around. Like say this could be in the rod holder or it could be on the ground, and it's going to be hard to see, and you may not want to step on it. But this light reflective tape will reflect your light. Now these rods use UFR on the tip, which is called Ultimate Flex Reinforcement. And what that does, it will not eliminate the possibility of the rod cracking if you're high sticking, but it will help reduce it. UFR is when you take a long strand carbon and it will get intertwined, going around, going up the end of the rod, and that will help strengthen the rod tip. The rod has tip over butt ferrule connection, so that means all the Rockaway series, this series here, the original, they're all evenly matched. They're all two-piece and evenly matched. Now, they're using a 24-ton carbon mixture, which means that it's very lightweight and responsive, so it's very easy to use. It's a lightweight rod, and it's easier to set the hook, and you're going to have a little bit more drive in setting that hook. Now, the guide frames here, the stainless steel guide frames, they are called Sea Guides, all right? And these are angled forward, as you can see. And the reason why they angle forward is when you're using braid, is less chance of getting wind knots in it, especially if you're using braid, like I just said. And you still use mono, but it's made this way so it will resist wind knots, right? And the inserts are zirconium, very hard material, so it's always good 1-2 punch here to have stainless steel angled guides with zirconium inserts. All right, check this out. This is a tapered X-Flock, top and bottom, so when your hands are wet, less chance of you dropping or letting loose the rod when you're doing your swing. Rounded EVA butt cap. This is really good when you're just walking on the wet rocks or just want to grip. These rods carry a 1-year limited warranty, and there's 11 models, 11 different lengths, ranging from 8 to 12 feet. So you got a very good range to choose from depending on what fish you're targeting. And there's 2 ways that I use it. I go for light dunking, which is short casting with baits for reef species. I also go whipping, which is basically spin casting, and I will use anything from small lures to grubs. Okay, my review is on the Rockaway line series. Now, this here is a Nesika rod. Now, the Nesika is not technically part of the Rockaway line, does not have the name. But the Nesika was born because of the Rockaway series. Now, like the other rod I just showed you, I use light reflective tape. As I explained in other videos, light reflective tape does two things. One is it distinguishes this rod as your own because they'll come in all different colors. So if I'm with some other people, this distinguishes the rod as my own. And also at night is the main reason. If it's laying on the sand, against a tree, or in a rod holder and you don't know where it is, shine your light around and the light reflective tape will reflect your light. As the Rockaway line, this is 24-ton carbon. Now, what was the reason for the Nesika? If the Nesika is basically the same build with the same materials as the Rockaway. All right, the color is slightly different. It's not black. It is kind of like a dark blue color. The main reason why Okuma made the Nesika is it's a more inexpensive type of Rockaway. It's basically the same things, right down to the look at this, right down to the 3/16 stainless steel. It does have the same type of carbon used, but what is different is the componentry. The components are different. There's a different type of materials used. The reason why it was done was to make this a more inexpensive type of Rockaway. And the main thing when you look at it, it's much lighter. You look at the sizes that it comes in, it's much lighter. And look at that. Split butt configuration. See that? Split butt. This alone makes it a lot lighter. There are 6 models of the Nesika out. 2 that are 9 feet, 2 that are 11 feet, 2 that are 12 feet. It does come with a 1-year limited warranty. So the reason why, like I said, the reason why this is in my series of Rockaways is because it is basically a Rockaway. This was made to be part of the line, but it doesn't carry the name. It's called a Nesika. It has its own unique attributes, but it's also built the same, roughly the same way as a Rockaway. It's just some changes were made, and it's only in the componentry. Now, the MSRPs are extremely cheap on this. It's unbelievably cheap, and that was the reason why they built this. It doesn't mean that it's a lesser rod than the Rockaway. If you look at my videos, I did take this out for some light usage one day. Lightning storm hit. I had to dive for cover. It was storming, and the next thing I know, this rod was bent over double. I mean, literally bent over double. The reel screaming is because I kind of asked for it. I saw a school of GTs across from me, maybe about 120, 130 feet away, whacking mullets because the mullets were flying back and forth at the base of the mangroves, and I saw the mullets jumping and turning sideways. And I tossed my bait near them, which I shouldn't have done because I wasn't thinking it was going to hold anyway. It hit, and as soon as the rod took off, the rod bent over double, everything just went blinding. I mean, I just lost sight. And the reason being is that when I picked up the rod, I guess a bolt of lightning hit the water nearby, and the blinding light just literally blinded maybe 10 or 15 seconds, and my hand went numb. So I kind of figured out that I caught the tail end of a lightning strike that happened far away from me, but the electricity traveled through. I did fight the fish, but it ended up spinning the hook. But if you look at the bend of the rod, it was fantastic that it even held. Ever since then, I've done well with this. I caught big bonefish. I caught jacks. I caught a lot of fish using the Nesika. And I'm very, very impressed with this more inexpensive line of Rockaway. Now, to me, the Rockaway has better weight distribution. This is a super, super light surf rod for what it is, but give it a chance. I mean, I have more of these Nesikas than I do Rockaways in my arsenal. All right, I am chronologically going through how everything came to be. Then, this year, actually, it was supposed to come out last year, but with COVID, it came out this year. The Rockaway HD. This is the Rockaway HD. 2-piece, Look at that. It's not a 50-50, it's a two-piece. This is the powerhouse of all surf rods. And I keep coming back to this with my friends, but this is a 12 footer. I love this 12 footer. It's rated for 6 to 16 ounces. I cannot express how much power is involved with this rod. It is rated for 6 to 16 ounces. This is made out of 24 to 30 ton low carbon resin. So it's a little different build from the Rockaway, which is 24 ton, which makes it a lot sharper rod, meaning that it's more responsive. It is not brittle, but it's it's a denser, harder material. This is a mixture of 24, 30 ton. So this was made to just basically be powerful. Yes, it has tip over ferrule connection, UFR, as the other ones, but this is the second generation, which means that the tip over here is up to 400% stronger than the original if it didn't have UFR. Again, you have your sea guides, your stainless steel sea guides with zirconia inserts like the others. This is a 70-30 split, so 70 meaning the 70% on the top is the top section, 30 for below. This configuration was made to load up, for easy loading up and far castability. Check this out. Because of the power that this rod is going to put out, it comes with double locking reel seat. That shows you right there what this is intended for. Look at these grips. Textured shrink tube. I mean, you can see how it's shrunk in there, and that texture means that when your hands are wet, is less likely to slip. Well, that's what we're hoping. It'll be less likely to slip. This line, the HD line, is so powerful that the smallest size at 9.5 feet, I'm using that for my popping rod. That tells you how well built these rods are. This is meant to be a surf rod. I mean, with this big one here, the 12 footer with 6 to 16 ounces, I'm using the smallest size as my popping rod, as an economy popping rod, and it feels so good. All right, this also carries a 1-year limited warranty, and it has 6 models ranging from 9 to 12 feet. This is the last of the Rockaways to date. Now, I don't know what's coming out next year, the year after that. These are all babies of John Bretza with Okuma. He has brought these rods out, and I love them. I mean, when he started sending me these rods and said, try this in Hawaii, I'm just really overwhelmed. Well, somebody came down to say hello. This is my little chihuahua, well, not so little chihuahua. This is Peanut Butter. He just wants to say hello just before he goes for his pee-pee break. It's early in the morning. He just got up, huh, boy? Say hello to everybody. Looks like a lump of clay, huh? This is made from a very light 24-30 ton carbon mix. It has to be light because the history behind this was made for also sea perch fishermen, not from Oregon, but this time South California. But they're a lot smaller down there, thus this is more of an ultra-light rod. Trust me on this, ultra-light. There's 2 models. They're both 8 foot 6 inch. The smaller of the, not smaller, but the lighter of the 2 models is only 4 ounces. This one here is 4.4 ounces. This is a medium. The other one is medium light. So as you can see, they are more on the ultralight line, but they're both 8.5 feet. They both have, again, tip over barrel connection, Look at that, but even two even sections, and it also has the uh, th- uh, 360 angled stainless steel guides with zirconian inserts for braid. This comes with a double-footed guide here. Take a look at it. Double-footed trapezoid holder for your hook. It's strong. That's not a cheapy wire. Unusually strong, and it's a double. Check out the EVA split handle on this one. They take this out to reduce the weight. It also improves the balance. This is what makes it really light. Check out these blue areas on both sides. Now, I thought this was just for show, to show, wow, look how beautiful blue that is, and it's just going to really enhance the look of the rod, which it does. But the first day I used it, I found out why. I'm right-handed. So when I hold the rod like this and cast, look, this blue area is a depressed area, creates an area I can rest my thumb in. Now, if I'm right-handed, left-handed, look, same thing on the other side. So that's the reason for this depressed area. Granted, it's blue in here because it looks cool, but it's depressed. Look at that. I have a better grip on this. When your hands are wet and you're in the surf zone, I have a better grip on this. Now, this here we use for whipping, which is spin casting, and which means that a lot of times we're in the surf area and we're working with small lures for small game. That's what we're using this for. Okay, my boy Pina says that ends my presentation of the Rockaway series. Have a great day. Say bye. Bye. Say bye, everybody. He just wants to go out and take a pee break.